welcome to Behind the Investigation with Atlanta News First Investigates. You've seen me a little bit. I'm Sierra Cummings, one of our investigative reporters, but you have not seen or heard from Anastassia Olmos yet. Welcome to your very first Behind the Investigation. So good to have you.
Thank you. I would be a little bit nervous, but I think I know this topic pretty well.
You know this topic pretty well, and it's an excellent first story to drop on BTI. It's about the Bird Lady. I don't know if we call her famous or infamous.
Yeah, that was an exact question we talked about, so we decided not to call her either.
Okay, so tell us about the Bird Lady. She's well known to Falcon fans.
That's right. So she's known as a super fan, and she's named herself the Atlanta Falcons Bird Lady. So she is not affiliated with the actual NFL franchise team, the Falcons, but she is a super fan known as the Bird Lady. She is not the only Bird Lady out there. There are some others, but she has gained quite a following at games and online as she dresses up in all of her extravagant bird gear every single game, never misses one.
Wow.
She is a super fan.
You mentioned there are many other Bird Ladies, but this one in particular we're interested in because of some alleged criminal activity. If you can walk us through how you heard about this story and introduce the story for our viewers and listeners.
Well, shout out to people who actually reach out to us and send us some concerns that they have out in the community, because that's exactly how we heard about the Bird Lady. And you've seen her sometimes on the Jumbotron or, you know, on TV, some commercials. But somebody had emailed us and said, hey, she just possibly scammed a tailgate here. And this isn't the first time. Here's a petition that's been going around for years that has hundreds of signatures. And here's what she's done allegedly, sent it to us, and we thought, well, hold on, like there's multiple times she's done this, and how much money, and who was the Bird Lady? So we started digging, and yeah, that's how it evolved.
Check out the story.
We showed up and we saw this. Nothing.
Nothing was not the kind of tailgate more than 300 Chiefs fans paid for when their team played the Falcons in Atlanta on September 22nd.
She's supposed to bring food. She's supposed to bring games. She's supposed to bring TVs.
She is Carolyn Freeman from Macon, but she calls herself the Atlanta Falcons Bird Lady. She's not on the NFL team's payroll, but she was named a 2016 Bud Light NFL Superfan, recently featured in a Wilson Sports Superfan tailgate series.
Falcons Bird Lady. It's game day.
And she's on an Equifax billboard in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
She made it sound as if it was a fundraiser for her nonprofit.
Her nonprofit, Bird Lady Cares Inc., is listed on the philanthropic research website GuideStar as serving children affected by abuse, domestic violence, and bullying.
This is the contract that she provided.
With a contract signed, Southwood says their records show fans paid Bird Lady Cares Inc. more than $14,000
to do a tailgate.
Southwood says Freeman gave them coordinates for the tailgate that led fans from all over the country to a lot off Vine Street near the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
She called that morning at like 10:30 and said she had a medical emergency, but she would be there by 1:30.
And when 1:30 came, Southwood says the Bird Lady had a new excuse.
I'm still on my way. I got pulled over by the police because my trailer's too heavy.
She never showed.
About third quarter, texts just start flying that the Bird Lady was in the building at the game.
If this sounds familiar, it's because it is. Atlanta News First reported on a similar incident involving the Bird Lady in 2017.
Upset, hurt. It was $416.
A group of Falcons fans say they paid the Bird Lady hundreds of dollars for an all-inclusive bus trip to Super Bowl 51 in Houston, but they say the buses never came to pick them up. The fans claim Freeman went to the game, and Sports Illustrated featured her as a human of the Super Bowl, where she stated she was bedridden for 12 years and lived off a disability check.
We all believed everything he said.
That's the Bird Lady herself. After the Super Bowl, she told one of our Atlanta News First reporters that the bus company she planned the trip with scammed her.
He was just so believable.
We were able to confirm at least 3 fans that paid the bus company directly got refunds. But we also found the Georgia Seahawkers fan club claimed Freeman did the same thing with their tailgate months before that 2017 Super Bowl.
To this day, people go, do you remember that tailgate back then?
The organizer says Freeman told her she was affiliated with the Falcons.
And it was her job to sort of be the ambassador for away fans traveling to Atlanta.
They say she took thousands of dollars from them via PayPal, but come game day, nearly 1,000 Seahawks fans, including players' families, lined up and waited hours for nothing. We don't know what Freeman used the tailgate funds for. Atlanta News First Investigates confirmed she is a season ticket holder with a personal seat license at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, a price tag of thousands of dollars a year.
I just want her to pay the money back or pay for her actions.
We reached out to Freeman via phone, text, and social media, but she has not answered.
That lady shouldn't be able to be in the stadium, let alone call herself anything affiliated with the Atlanta Falcons.
Man, Stassi, an entertaining story, but you feel for these people that are accusing the BirdLady of wrongdoing. They want her banned. What do we know? What's been the response from the Falcons so far?
Okay, so we reached out to the Falcons organization, and they did not want to comment. They said that it was a legal matter, so they couldn't comment, which means that they are looking into it. They're doing something for it to be a legal matter. But we also reached out to the Attorney General's office. We did not hear anything. The IRS, we didn't hear anything. We're trying to figure out, where might the accountability be here, and that's exactly what the fans wanted. And when it came to, talking to the BirdLady, we tried. We looked her up, got her phone numbers. I reached out through social media, kept reaching out, didn't hear from her. But she's going to these games. She's out there. She's real.
Exists. She's very real. And so we don't know what those other investigative agencies are doing, but we know what you do for a living, and you keep digging, which brings us to part 2. There has been some kind of I wouldn't say resolution, but some kind of shifting in this case. Local police now involved.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, it started with, she called me right after the story aired, and I couldn't believe it. The BirdLady, she's going to talk, right? And she can't believe the article that's been published. Everyone's lying, and she just can't believe it. So she wants to talk, and I've got to fix the article right now. And I said, okay, you're in Macon. I'll drive to Macon. Let's do this. I want to talk to you. I want you on camera. Okay, yes, yes, yes. But then she went MIA. She disappeared.
Wow.
We were scheduled. I was going to drive out to Macon, and she was gone. And so I kept texting, kept calling, and I said, are you going to be at the game in Atlanta on Sunday? I will be there. And she said, yes, of course. I don't miss a game. So I, coordinated with her, planned to meet up with her on Sunday morning. She was a little bit late, but let's take a look at how the day transpired. Sunday morning, Atlanta News First Investigates took a ride with the self-proclaimed Atlanta Falcons BirdLady on her way to the game.
Beep, 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 beep. When I say AT, you say L. AT.
We wanted to get her side of the story after 4 groups of NFL fans tell us she took thousands of dollars from tailgates and Super Bowl trips from 2014 to 2024 that they say never happened. People say that you have used the money towards fixing your car or paying for your
I don't need that money for okay. I don't need that. I've never had a problem with money. I have money. My family has money.
The superfan and season ticket holder from Macon denied the allegations of misusing any money. When they hire you, you mention your nonprofit,
Yeah.
BirdLady Cares.
Yeah.
How much of this funding has gone towards your nonprofit?
None of that went to it because I spent more than I received. So BirdLady Cares got nothing.
The nonprofit BirdLady Cares, Inc. is registered through the IRS and listed online as serving children affected by abuse, domestic violence, and bullying.
When I say rise, you say up. Rise up. Rise up.
We followed as the BirdLady parked her golf cart between accessible parking spots outside of the stadium. We walked with her to the entrance. And by second quarter, we received this photo. Atlanta police had arrested Freeman on a felony charge of theft by deception.
I really do think me sending the news clip to the detective made him jump on it more.
Look, y'all already got the right color.
Organizers with the Chiefs fan club reported Freeman to police on October 7th. They claimed she took nearly $15,000 to host their tailgate in September and never showed.
but I had not heard anything. The story aired that you did. Thank you. And I was contacted immediately the next day by the Attorney General's office. And then I did have a follow-up call from the detective working on the case.
The arrest warrant issue date is 6 days later.
Time to go inside!
The Bird Lady told us all of the goods are still at her house and that she told the Chiefs fan club that they could come get everything.
Who let them dogs out?
They claim that they've given you nearly $15,000.
I don't believe that. Nah, I don't believe that.
Is there any money that you owe them?
I spent more than they gave me.
Now the Bird Lady will have to make her case in court, and we can confirm she has a lot to say when asked why the tailgates didn't happen.
My handyman, my worker, he tripped, busted his head open, blood everywhere, and I went over the bump. The dang trailer came off the hitch. 17 surgeons been pronounced dead 4 times. Last time they turned off life support, and I woke up in a room of dead people. Yes, I had double pneumonia with a viral infection. Duct tape or super glue, it's an illusion.
We've been calling her the Bird Lady. She's been going viral as the Bird Lady. Her official name, government name, Carolyn Freeman, and she's been charged. Let's talk about the charges a little bit here. What has she officially been charged with?
So this is theft by deception, and this exact charge is related to the Chiefs tailgate, the Chiefs fan club tailgate, and her exact dealings with them, taking allegedly more than $14,000 from them, which makes it a felony charge. Wow. And that's what she was arrested on.
We always talk about pulling the curtain back a little bit on BTI, and so let's do that. You know, for people that might not understand, your shift is Monday through Friday. You were so committed to this story. You show up to work on a Sunday trying to get her side. You get her side, and then you reach out to the victims that were involved in this, and you're trying to go interview the victims as a response to interviewing the Bird Lady. And then one of the victims is like, hey, I just got an update about this woman being in handcuffs.
That's exactly right. Yes. So she told me to meet her at the superfan tailgate. On a superfan, this is going to be the ticket holder, season ticket holder tailgate that they throw at the Home Depot backyard. And she said she'll be there. I wrote down her exact route from where she parks to how she gets there. I was not missing her. Sunday morning, woke up, got ready, went out there. It was misting. I was out there for 2 hours waiting. I walked probably a mile because she changed her parking spot. Thank God she actually shared her location with me, her drive, so I could see when she was actually going to be there because I was nervous. I didn't know if she was going to show. And so 2 hours later, she shows up. She's ready. She's excited. She's full of life. She's not even mean to me. I mean, I have just done this story that is accusing her of, you know, these people. I've given them a voice that are accusing her of taking their money, and she's treating me like I'm family, which it's a pretty neat quality. You know, she had me help her with her costume, and I'm like, wait, I'm a journalist. Like, I'm trying to film you, and she's like, help me put this on. I'm like, okay, you know. And so we start talking. We talk. It's, as you can see from the story, it's going on and on and on, and I'm having to cut her off and wait, what year was that now? No, when did that happen? How does that affect what happened? So we do the interview, and, you know, I go with her on the golf cart to try to get what we call B-roll, some footage. Yeah. You know, I've got my phone filming her, and people are excited. There's so much energy. This is the Dallas Cowboys game, so, you know, the Cowboys are in town. Yes, so much energy out there. She's, you know, yelling and having a great time, taking pictures with kids, and I'm just like, wow, this is her life here. And so we go up, you know, she parks her car right in the accessible parking spots, you know, the golf cart, in between the parking spots. And I walk with her to the front of the stadium, and she's like, okay, blows me kisses. And I watch her walk in, and I'm like, wow, this is going to be really hard to put into 3 minutes for this week. My air date was Wednesday, and this is Sunday. Wow. So I go and I sit in the car, and I think, well, she had a lot of things to say. And now I want to go back to my original characters. Tammy Southwood is just, you know, 25, 30 minutes away from the stadium. And I want to see what she says about what the Bird Lady says about what she said. Because this is just, it's just he said, she said, unraveling. Everybody's got a story. She's got tons of excuses for everything, and I just want to know. So I text Tammy. She's available. She's watching the game on the couch. So I drive up there, I park, I get out, and she shows me her phone. And she goes, look what my cousin just sent me. And it was the Bird Lady in handcuffs, Carolyn Freeman in handcuffs. And I honestly was speechless.
Because
I was
you
like,
were just with her.
she just blew me kisses, and now she's in handcuffs. I'm like, what's going on? Do we know what the charges are? No one knows yet. Because, I mean, they had filed the police report weeks prior, and the detective had called after the story, and he had said, you know, can you send me those bank statements that prove that your money went to this Carolyn Freeman? Originally, in the police report, when we tried to pull it, they said there was none, because they had her written down as Friedman with a D, and we had to, you know, clarify, no, it's Freeman, and then I had to go back to Tammy and say, I think your report might have the wrong name, and so then they had to fix that. The detective called. And so that's all they knew. They were never told that there was going to be an arrest or why. So we're all just kind of, you know, just waiting.
And it was kind of that runaround on Monday, trying to figure out, okay, who has her in custody, what is the warrant stemming from, and just kind of trying to verify where the documents are. Are they with Fulton County Clerk's Office? Is it with the City of Atlanta? It was a lot of, so similar to your physical running around on Sunday, there was some of that scurrying on Monday, trying to confirm a lot of stuff.
And, you know, so when she was put into some sort of handcuffs at the game, she was escorted out of her seat by the security, and then Atlanta police, you could see their patches, put her in handcuffs. So everyone was confused. Did something happen? Was this planned? And it's going viral. The pictures and videos are going viral. I'm getting phone calls. People are emailing me, look, she's arrested. And I'm a facts person, right? So I need to know, was she arrested? Was she detained? Was it unruly behavior? Is there
the
a
arresting
charge?
agency? Yes.
Exactly. So I really wasn't sure if we would run with it on Monday, because I wanted the facts first. And we couldn't even prove she was in jail, because we couldn't find the records yet. They hadn't turned over yet. We're reaching out to police. We're reaching out to the magistrate. And we're just like, okay, we've got her on camera. And we know that police were able to tell us they made an arrest. So let's do this. And then the day just kind of unfolded as we were trying to get something on air. We were able to confirm that she did have that charge of theft by deception for the Chiefs tailgate.
And that is a felony charge. What do we know right now about the case? Has she been released? Has she been granted bond? Where does everything stand?
At our last check, her bond was listed at 0. And so when you read the affidavit, the arrest warrant, the officer states that he tried to find her after these allegations, this police report. It states that he called her, left her voicemails. He sent police to her house for a welfare check because she wasn't answering. He reached out to family members to try to contact her. The secretary listed on her business told him that, or her nonprofit, said that she hadn't heard from her for 2 weeks. And then he even checked the local hospital and could not find her. So he put in this report that she had disappeared. So when they found her at the Atlanta Falcons game, which everybody I've interviewed has said no matter what happens, she will be there. You know, I think that had something to do with her not being able to bond out, because he wrote her down as disappearing. It's possible.
Yeah, that's usually a factor in whether you get bond or not, whether you are a flight risk. And if the officer is saying they feel like she is a flight risk, that really explains that $0 amount for the bond. And we talked about it a few moments ago in the first part of this story, but even after the second part of this story, any change of response from the Falcons? Are they still kind of figuring out legally and not wanting to say much?
You know, I asked them for a comment on the arrest when I was trying to get information. They said it was police. No comment. I said, hey, we're going to do something on this. No matter what, we're doing something by Wednesday. Do you have a comment? No response. Same from the Attorney General's office. The IRS did respond, and they said they can't comment on, you know, any taxpayer or any company, the nonprofit. So we weren't able to get a comment from them. Nobody's talking. But one of the victims in one of the tailgates, she had explained to me that possibly it has something to do with this personal seat license. So in Atlanta, at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, as well as these Falcons games, you are not just a season ticket holder, but you're also holding a PSL, a personal seat license. So you have your tickets to the game, but then you also have to pay for your seat, and that's that license. So you also get priority for concerts. Say if Taylor Swift was in town or whatever, that's your seat. So in order to be a ticket holder here, you have to also have a PSL, and that's what she has. She's a season ticket holder, PSL holder, meaning she owns that seat.
She owns it, yeah.
Technically, legally, this gets a little muddy to try to ban someone from the Falcons games when they own the seat. And the victim was telling me that possibly this is the legality part that they're having to deal with.
Yeah, some civil stuff going on and some alleged criminal activity here. Excellent reporting. We know you will stay on top of it. Thanks so much for joining us on your very first BTI. Can't wait for many, many more.
All right.
If people want to reach out to you, how do they do?
Oh, to reach out to us?
Yes, you in particular.
Want to reach out to me? Yes. Okay. Yes, I want to investigate whatever stories you have. If someone's taking money from you, that's something I want to hear about. You can email me. You see my name on the screen, Anastassia.olmos@wanf.com. I'm also pretty active on social media, Instagram under Stassi Olmos, Stassi.
And as a reminder, you got this story from someone reaching out to you, so that really is encouragement to our viewers and our listeners. You've been watching and listening to Behind the Investigation with Atlanta News First Investigates. Be sure to get our podcast wherever you get yours, Spotify, Apple, wherever. We are everywhere. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, guys.